Dillon Gabriel is now here. In the Heisman Trophy balloting, he came in third.
Perspective. So, that's not nothing, in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't not answer, but I know for sure I'm not, I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that. The best of it, and enjoy my moments. But overall, this isn't my end goal. I'm just enjoying myself, learning, doing everything I have to do, and just ready for my opportunity.
How frustrating can that be when you look around the league and you know that you can play well? He's better than some of the other quarterbacks.
Shedeur Sanders has given Browns management an ultimatum since he is clearly frustrated. Let him go or play him. After witnessing Joe Flacco humiliate himself under center against Detroit, the rookie quarterback was horrified. However, Sanders' situation only worsened when Dillon Gabriel entered the game following Flacco's embarrassing dismissal. Head coach Kevin Stefanski decided to start Gabriel over Sanders in spite of his difficulties.
I think, and Dion certainly thinks, that there is going to be a world in which Shedeur sets foot in a football game. Now,
Mary Kay Cabot recently revealed that Shedeur Sanders is now formally listed on the Browns' depth chart. The team is simply awaiting the ideal opportunity to start him. She emphasized his outstanding performance on the scout team and said that the company is experiencing unprecedented levels of excitement around him. Cabot believes that Sanders will eventually be given the chance to take center stage and demonstrate his abilities in Cleveland. The Browns chose to insert Dillon Gabriel for a single rep rather than try Shedeur Sanders, despite the news and Flacco's terrible performance in Detroit. To at least allow Sanders to establish himself on the field, they could have simply called him up, but they chose Gabriel instead. It became evident that this was a personal bias against Shedeur Sanders rather than a choice based on strategy or performance. Shedeur Sanders has stated unequivocally that he no longer intends to remain on the sidelines. He is certain that he can demonstrate that he is prepared for a starting position. Even though he has been patient thus far, Shedeur said that he is upset about not receiving the starting position he believes he deserves. This is the first time we've seen him voice his displeasure, and if things become worse, there might be another problem. But the whole narrative hasn't been revealed yet, and it's still early in the process.
Overall, this isn't my end goal. I'm just enjoying myself, learning, doing everything I have to do, and just ready for my opportunity.
Shedeur Sanders has made no secret of his opinion that he is superior to the quarterbacks that Cleveland currently has on the field. He didn't mince words, even criticizing Joe Flacco, and he is sure he could do better if given the chance. Shedeur made the audacious assertion that he is superior to some of the quarterbacks who are now making their NFL debuts. Even though he was annoyed to be kept on the scout team, he accepted that it was a necessary step to establish himself and gain a league opportunity. Shedeur Sanders is obviously hungry to establish himself and will do whatever it takes to do so.
Everybody's perspective. So, that's not nothing, in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't not answer, but I know for sure I'm not, I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
Shedeur Sanders has stated unequivocally that he will not accept anything less. He has issued an ultimatum to the Browns. You can trade him or play him. The whispers about Sanders' possible transfer are getting more intense. The San Francisco 49ers are now attempting to make a move. Reputable sports publication Talk Sports claims that the 49ers are interested in Sanders, particularly in light of the injury to their starting quarterback, Brock Purdy. Supporters are urging the team to move fast to sign the up-and-coming prospect. Support for Shedeur Sanders is not limited to supporters of other teams. Fans of the Cleveland Browns are also voicing their opinions. Sanders isn't getting the playing time he needs to grow as a quarterback in Cleveland's current scheme, according to many who are urging the Browns to cut him. Fans who are concerned about the franchise's future say that by keeping him out of the lineup, a chance to develop a young player with enormous potential has been lost. Some fans are beginning to believe that a change is unavoidable, whether it involves the Browns or someone else. The discussion in Cleveland is getting more heated, as some sources speculate as to whether Shedeur Sanders is actually up for trade. The Browns could be ready to part ways at this point. Teams like the 49ers are very interested in him, and his market value is at an all-time high. Journalists are beginning to wonder if it's worthwhile to hang on to a player who hasn't lived up to the high standards set for him. Fans, however, are demanding change because they believe Sanders' full potential may be realized with a new squad and a fresh start. With San Francisco looming as a potential landing destination, the Browns are under growing pressure to make a decision.
You clearly are not sold on him right now. You're not sold on the progress that he's making, even though you're saying, hey, we're happy with where he's at.
I'm going to be livid if it goes down, by the way.
It was evident that Kevin Stefanski was on the defensive when he spoke to the media following the game. Additionally, it appears that the Browns are getting ready for a significant quarterback change. Stefanski publicly declared for the first time this season that Shedeur Sanders is now very much in the running to start, possibly as early as Week 5. However, this is more than just a coaching choice. Stefanski was unusually irate and didn't hold back as he criticized Joe Flacco, highlighting his expensive errors and bad choices during the Detroit game. Stefanski will no longer tolerate these errors, and Flacco's future with the Browns could be in grave danger. The situation in Cleveland is getting more heated, and it's still unclear if the Browns are actually thinking about switching quarterbacks or if Kevin Stefanski is just stalling Shedeur Sanders' return to the starting lineup. The Browns management is under increasing pressure to make a decision now that Shedeur's ultimatum is public knowledge.
He's a very good player. Obviously, we had a plan that we need to do better. We have to be better in a lot of areas, and certainly we can't allow a punt return for a touchdown. That's really frustrating. That's not what we're coaching. That's certainly not how we're trying to cover and the techniques we're using. So that should not happen.
Sanders has made it plain that he would not accept being sidelined any longer, and he is becoming even more irate at the team's hesitancy. Despite Joe Flacco's subpar play in Detroit, the Browns have stuck with him, but there is growing concern that this strategy might not work. Stefanski has openly condemned Flacco's errors and alluded to potential reforms, which have fueled the flames. But it's still unclear if the organization is actually getting ready to give Sanders the reins, or if this is just a calculated maneuver to keep him on his toes. With teams like the 49ers and Dolphins expressing interest, Shedeur Sanders' future is quickly emerging as one of the league's most talked about topics. The ball is in the Browns' court now that they are at a crossroads. Will they continue to use their present quarterback, or will they take the risk of giving Sanders the chance he has been requesting? Time will tell, but it's obvious that time is running out. But what do you think? Is it time for the Browns to switch things up and start Shedeur Sanders? Should they continue to support Joe Flacco and give him another chance? Do you think Kevin Stefanski is merely teasing Sanders to keep him on edge? Or is there a genuine possibility that the quarterback may be switched in Week 5? Could Sanders' future be elsewhere, given reports of interest from teams like the 49ers and Dolphins? Tell us what you think. Is there any chance that Flacco can make things better, or do the Browns need to take action right away?